This video is sponsored by Skillshare, the online learning community where you can dive deeper into topics that interest you and explore literally thousands of courses that are on offer.
Socks and gloves, insoles, rain pants, gloves, wind shirt, disposable camera, ibuprofen, something else in here, head net, and then down here I got snacks, which have been in there for a couple days, so I think it's like smashed to hell.
White chocolate almond.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I look tired and I feel tired. The plan was today to do 20 miles and we did 19, which I'm pretty happy about. It's not the easiest terrain. None of what we've been going through over the past 5 days has been easy terrain. Found a pretty nice campsite here. Got a room with a view looking out over the ocean. And then tomorrow it looks like we had about 8 miles to town, so not too much. Plus it's town day, and that on town day you're just like gonna go fast to get to town and eat real food. I do have some bad news though. I lost my poop kit. I was very, very sad this morning when I went to do my business and I'd lost my poop kit. I thought I'd left it at the hot spring, so I ran back there this morning to try and find it. Couldn't find it, so RIP poop kit. Had to borrow Cheesebeard's. We hiked past an area that we were calling the Dragon's Tail. I don't think it's really called the Dragon's Tail though. Unfortunately it was a little bit obscured by clouds, which I think is pretty common here. All in all, super strong day. Hands not doing awesome. Still pretty swollen and kind of sore, but yeah. Excited to have our first town day tomorrow. It's gonna be nice. I think we've earned it. It's town day and it's kind of sunny, like the sunniest day we've had on trail. Have fun! Day 6, and as you can probably tell by these outrageous sunglasses, the sun has decided to grace us with its presence. We just came down basically out of the mountains. We are walking currently on a gravel road and trying to hitchhike into the town of Norðfjörður is how I think you pronounce it. We have seen one car on this road going in the opposite direction, so that doesn't bode super well, and it's going to be a really long walk to town. My hand is a little better. The swelling's gone down slightly. It's not as painful. I don't think I actually broke something. Feet are not doing great. Both of our feet have basically just been wet and soggy since day one, so obviously that is not ideal. I don't think either of us have had any blisters yet, but it's this kind of weird, itchy, trench foot feeling kind of feeling. So that's a little bit worrying, considering we're only on day 6 of about probably 30 days worth of hiking. The plan is, depending on when we get to town, to resupply for like just 2 days worth of food, to charge devices as much as possible, maybe have some real food, some hot food, and then hitchhike back to this area and just keep moving forward. Still have to hike like 600 plus miles with these shoes. I have no idea if I'll ever include this in the video. But these tears, it happens to me on a pretty regular basis on trips like this, and I'm so thankful for it. Sometimes the tears are sadness, or that I miss something, miss someone. Sometimes it's a beautiful piece of music. Sometimes it's an appreciation for the things that I'm able to do and see. And sometimes it's just some crazy combination of all those things. But it's one of the reasons I do this, is to feel these kinds of feelings. Now we're leaving the coast and we are leaving the fjords. We're moving kind of southeastwards towards the kind of mainland of Iceland, and the terrain is completely changed. It looks kind of like the moon. We're just walking on this old jeep track. The terrain is really easy to move through in comparison to what we have been doing. We are looking for a spot to set up, a spot with a view, ideally. Both been dealing with a little bit of trail discomfort, some blistery type stuff, some Achilles pain, but nothing so far that ibuprofen hasn't kind of taken care of. Every time I turn the camera on, I'm like, wow, I look awful. I've got these crazy bags under my eyes. Ugh. I don't know what's with that. The sun doesn't set at all, so we're both like either sleeping with our beanies pulled down over our eyes or like a buff across our eyes every night. I had a little bit of rain in the night, so maybe that's the end of the nice weather for us. Who knows? But yeah, it's town day, so who cares? My Achilles tendon on the left ankle, which is the ankle that wasn't operated on, is super swollen. I've had Achilles pain before, but I've never actually seen my own Achilles being swollen, so that's a bit worrying. But it's day 8 and some aches and pains is pretty normal. We've done 3 20-mile days in a row, so it's to be expected. But the good news, one second, the good news is I found my poop kit. That's a great relief to me. This morning we've got an 8-mile road walk into the town of Holmavik, where there's a grocery store where we're going to buy all our food for the next section. So now probably going to put in an audiobook and try and crush out these miles into town. We're in town, we just had some food and came over to the paid campsite, did all that, and we're setting up in the field out the back. And the ground's pretty hard, and I've set up a tent thousands of times, driving the stake in to the ground in my shoes, and this happens. The stake literally went through my shoe. Like it's stuck, it's literally stuck in my shoe. And I have to hike like 600 miles in these shoes. I've got like 3-4 weeks of hiking to do in this very pair of shoes because I'm not going to be able to find any other shoes that I'm going to be able to hike in. Like, what? How does that happen? That was delicious. So we're about 5 miles now outside of Holmavik. We got in yesterday kind of mid-morning, went to the grocery store, which is also kind of like the local restaurant. They had everything we need, super good resupply, a bunch of interesting English childhood candies that I haven't had for a long time. Sorry, childhood sweets I should say. Trying to do at least 20 miles, ideally more than that. Tomorrow will be about the same. We are road walking all the way to the next town. I'm going to try and pronounce the name of that town. It's something like Bordeladur, probably murdering that. We're walking on black tarmac all day long, and then in the evening time we'll just find a place to tuck up and away from the road. This particular section Cheesebeard pieced together himself, basically just like drawing a line on a map, and it's fun to look at Gaia, which is the app that we're using for navigation. It's fun to like check that and sort of see the progress that we've made over the past 8 or 9 days. I think this is day 8 or day 9 on trail, not entirely sure. So the traffic on our road walk has got progressively worse throughout the day. There's big vehicles like flying past, and now we're about to cross a road bridge where we think there's not going to be much space on the side for us to walk, so it's going to be a little bit scary, and it's really long. It just goes off into the distance. Woo! That's scary. So we find ourselves in a fairly interesting situation at the moment. We've done probably about 26 miles today and we're ready to be done, but we're in an area that's basically just farmland, and so we can't obviously just set up our tents wherever we would like. A local guy just stopped and asked if we wanted a ride, and we said no, but he did suggest just going to talk to one of the farmers, like knocking on the door and explaining our situation. So I guess that is the plan. Go knock on a farmer's door, ask if we can stay on their land, and I don't know, see what happens. We went and knocked on a couple of farmhouse doors. The first one, the ladies there were actually just renting the place. The second place, there was no one home. And the third place, the farmer just straight up said no. We asked, could we please sleep on his land, and explained our situation, and he said no, not on my land. So then we made the decision to just keep on hiking. And we've managed to find a spot up and away from the road, and this is now not private land. There's no fences here, and it's meant that we've hiked like 32 miles today, so that's over 50k. Our longest day by far. Suffice to say, we're both pretty tired. We just ate, time to brush the teeth and get inside the sleeping bag.
Huh?
This campsite was what we needed.
Yeah, it served its purpose quite well.
We are on the road again. Another 18 miles to town. The big 32 mile day yesterday
Means that we're actually going to be making it to town a day earlier than we had expected to, which is super nice. It is meant to be pretty bad weather the next few days. I believe it's day 10 and the hiker hunger is really starting to kick in now.
I'm gonna eat them all.
You're not allowed to eat them.
Look what happened.
Don't eat them all.
We're going to town today.
That's a lot of chips. There's our 48 miles of road walking done. We are walking into town. Feet are really feeling it. 48 miles on tarmac, feeling bruised and sore. Just about to leave town and it is looking very stormy in the direction that we're heading. I was hoping that it was just fog, but it's not. It's rain and it looks like we're going to be in it all afternoon. So the rain's been really stop-start since we left town. Fortunately the weather's really warm, which is a very big change for how things were at the start of the trip, where the temperatures were like 6 degrees. Now we've left town, we've also left the major road. We're hiking on F roads again. So they're like very rarely used kind of gravel roads. Both of us have got quite a lot of aches and pains. So it's nice to be off the tarmac and walking on something a little bit softer. A very short while ago, I was petting a very lovely horse. We were walking alongside a field full of horses and this one decided he was going to follow us. So I got off the road, went down to the field, was saying hi, nice and gently, trying to stroke his nose without scaring him. And then I made the mistake of touching the electric fence that was surrounding the field, gave myself an awful shock, scared myself, scared the horse, made Cheesebeard laugh. It was not a pleasant experience, let's just put it that way. I just feel pretty beat up right now. Iceland is definitely putting us through our paces. I guess that's just the nature of long distance hiking. When you try and put your body through something like this, it reacts. Even if you are in good shape, even if you are prepared. It's happened on every long hike I've ever done. Of course you have pain, like it's part of the process, but it's pretty easy to forget about that when you've been home after the hike is all done. You kind of forget about it, so now I'm remembering. I'm a firm believer that diversification of skills and experiences can really come together to create something beautiful, and that's where Skillshare comes in. Over the past few months, I've been diving into some of the courses that Skillshare offers, including how to film solo without the FOMO, filmmaking tricks for the one-person film crew by Dan Lil. This course reminded me to repeat my shots and camera movements to make sure I have plenty of options when it comes to editing. It really reminded me to just keep things simple and not to overcomplicate things. If you're interested in filming your next hike, I highly recommend you check out this course. There's a good chance that if you're watching this video, then not only do you enjoy backpacking and hiking, but you may also enjoy filmmaking, video creation, storytelling, writing, and other creative mediums. If that's you, then use the link in the description to get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare and start your creative journey.
If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a like, it really does help, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can see what happened next on our Iceland adventure.